the glorious evolution.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to Illegitimate Legends, the show where I like to talk about some of the more unusual League of Legends item builds. This week I've been mucking around a lot with Viktor, and while it took some trial and error to get the build working, I eventually came up with a strong DPS Viktor build. Now, Viktor suffers in terms of coming up with an unusual build for him because he's locked into one item. You cannot get rid of the item of his passive, you can only evolve it into something. And so, the dilemma I faced when making a DPS build is, do I augment Gravity Field so that I can have a longer range stun? Which can be very, very helpful. It's a very strong ability, Gravity Field. Or do I augment Power Transfer, aka the Robot Shuriken? Do I augment that to try and get myself extra move speed? And the eventual conclusion I came to is augment power. Augmented Gravity Field is really good if you're going for a more support-based build, but Power Transfer is a really good ability. Getting a move speed from that, and it's 30% for 3 seconds, that's a really long and powerful move speed increase. Really, really good, but more importantly, the stats. With Augment Power, you get 200 health and 6 health regen per 5 seconds. Not that much, but much, much more important to you than any sort of mana or cooldown reduction or mana regeneration that you'd get from Augment Gravity Field. That aside, Viktor is actually really good at DPS. His abilities are really, I've beaten strong DPS champions or tankier DPS champions, depending on how they're built, people like Aurelia, in one-on-one fights purely because I had more mobility by locking down their mobility. Gravity Field, cannot stress this enough, is absolutely amazing. It is the best ability in your arsenal, but Power Transfer, despite the fact that you're not building AP, you always have AP, and Power Transfer will deal a lot of damage. More importantly, it will give you 40% of the damage dealt from it back as a shield. That shield every 5 seconds, because at level 5 that's the cooldown on it, that shield every 5 seconds will save your life. It effectively gives you more health, because you're constantly getting that shield, and it's giving you a move speed if you need to kite them. The combination of those two abilities is really amazing. And let's throw in something else. I'm going to recommend you always, if possible, lane with a Blitzcrank. And I'm going to tell you why. You've probably already seen it in the video behind, but Blitzcrank will pull. You will throw down Gravity Field. Blitzcrank will knock up. They will land. They will be stunned. And then, once the stuns wore off, the slow from Gravity Field is still applying, and it will continue to apply until they leave it. They ain't going anywhere. Some of the easiest kills will be made through that combo. That gets you ahead early on, it gets you earlier augment power from your evolving technology, it gets your staff improved. Also gets you your early boots, so suddenly your maneuverability is far in excess of who you're fighting. And then it's all about damage and attack speed, and from then on the game is easy. I've been fed to buggery purely by using that combo early. What can they do? I mean, I've seen people flash out of it, but even then they've already suffered the slow from Gravity Field. We've caught up to them, and there's the knockup. And pretty soon, Gravity Field will be off cooldown, because at max level it's only 13 seconds. You can use that ability a lot. As for how you play him, you essentially try and be a DPS. You want to be in position to chase them if they run. You want to be doing damage. If they get stunned, you might want to consider not attacking as much and running toward them so that you don't have to then chase them when they start running away after the stuns and crowd controls have worn off. Standard DPS champion thoughts. The only difference is that when a team fight starts, you have some amazing AoE abilities. In team fights, never forget all of your abilities. Gravity Field, Death Ray, Chaos Storm, all of them. You throw that nuke down, sure you don't have much AP, but his AP ratios... saying words is hard apparently. AP ratios are really not that great to begin with, and so you've got enough damage to cripple an enemy team, not to mention that stun, which I've already told you about. The Death Ray and Chaos Storm will cripple the enemy team, and then its power transfers away, and pick out a champion to kill. Auto attack, they're dead, rinse and repeat. Really very strong build. However, regardless of who you lane with, well, you're always going to be laning with support, and I will recommend Blitzcrank, but make sure they have CC. If your supporting champion doesn't have a hard CC like a stun or a knock-up, you should be playing the support in that case and let someone else do the work, because the enemy team will wreck you. You need to be combining your CC, because early game you simply are not that strong. That's how you play him. How do you build him? Boots first, Berserker's Greaves is what you're going for. Augment Power comes second. These... you should be trying to get enough gold to get both of those items the first time you return to base. Then next go into Phage and work from that Phage into Trinity Force. How you go from Phage to Trinity Force is really your choice, although I prefer to go Zeal second, then Sheen, because you're actually taking Trinity Force for the stats, not for the unique effects, although, I gotta say, they help. Phantom Dancer or Infinity Edge are your next item. Phantom Dancer is really, really good, but I would go for Infinity Edge next, Phantom Dancer after that, because you kind of need damage at this point more than you need the critical chance, attack speed, and the kicker, the movement speed. So as your fifth item, you should be having that Phantom Dancer, as I said, and then sixth, the Black Cleaver, because if they've got armor, you don't want them to have armor, so get rid of it. And Black Cleaver, yeah, there's a lot to be said about the Last Whisper, but I found that for this champion and for the fact that you're attacking as often as you are, and at range as often as you are, I don't know, something about Black Cleaver seems to suit me better. Pretty good item all round. And that's your full kit. Go out there and wreck some people. Really, really strong, powerful build if you set it up right. Thank you all for watching, and good night.